La 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 la. Hi everyone, good afternoon. How are you doing? It's your girl, Tem Rach, right? Or you can call me Tim Tokwe, you know. So today I am going to be sharing some legal tips with you. I am Barrister Temi Tokwe for this talk today. And did I ever tell you I'm a lawyer? Yes, I'm a lawyer. I'm a lawyer. I'm a lawyer. I am trained to practice law in Nigeria. I was called to the Nigerian bar, some few years ago. So trust me, if I'm giving you this advice, it is on point and it is an information that is useful to you and you shouldn't take for granted for any reason. Alright guys, what am I sharing with you today? I'm sharing with you la 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 for when drafting a contract or when reviewing a contract, right? So basically I'm going to be sharing some tips with you, right? So first and foremost, right, when you're drafting a contract, parties is very, very important. Parties. Right? The parties you're drafting a contract with, the address of the parties is also very, very important. La 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 la. You look at the parties, that's you and the person, and the proper designation. La 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 la. Proper designation of the parties. So if it's a complaint, the real proper name of the complaint should be what you look out for. If it's an individual, their actual name, right? Like their real names, like how it is on their IDs. If possible, before you enter into a contract with an individual, ask the person to show you their ID. Because people can just tell you, oh, for example, somebody can tell you, my name is John Moses, right? And then in his ID, right, you can tell you John Moses, right? Maybe Moses is a name he likes everybody to call him, but the truth of the matter is his real name might be Okoro John Ogwefi or Okoro John James. Do you understand? But that some people, their parents gave them a particular name, they don't like it, so they decide that they want to go by a particular nickname. Or it might not even be a nickname, it might just be a name they gave themselves. Because even me too, to be honest, I gave myself Temrach. My mom and my dad didn't give me Temrach, I gave myself Temrach. So if you go and enter into a contract with me, for example, and you write between so and Temrach, trust me, that is not me. That is not my legal identity. Anybody with that name can claim that. I can say, you didn't sign a contract with me, knowing fully well that it was me you signed the contract with, right? So when drafting a contract, right, and I would like to tell you that this advice I'm giving you on this channel should not take the place of a lawyer, right? This advice I'm giving you should not take the place of disclaimer. Should not stop you from consulting a lawyer. Do you understand? So you should consult a lawyer regardless. So names of the parties, address of the parties, very important. If it's a complaint, the real name of the complaint. Let me give you a practical example of the real names of the parties. For example, you can think of, okay, let's use the name of a popular bank. Do you understand? For example, now, you want to sign a contract with GT Bank. You go and you write GT Bank. GT Bank is not the name of the company. GT Bank has their own official name, right? Something Guarantee Trust Bank Co. or Guarantee Trust Bank Nigeria Limited. I really don't know what their name is, but look for the real name of whoever you are entering an agreement with. And trust me, a complaint is a person. a company has rights like you. A company can sign an agreement with you. So if you're signing an agreement with a company, look at the names of the parties. Names of the parties is very important. I'm not going to be going into the nitty-gritties of drafting a contract, because that's what I do. I want you to DM me on my IG page, and my IG page is Temrach Speaks, Temrach_speaks. So I want you to DM me and give me that contract to review for you, because I draft contract, I review contract, amongst other things that I do, right? So back to what we're talking about. Another thing to look out for in a contract is the consideration clause.
La la la, consideration. La la la, consideration.
Right. This consideration clause is basically the clause that is talking about the effort, right? The time, the money, the resources that is going into this transaction. Very important, because if this consideration clause is not in a contract, that contract is as good as non-existent. Do you understand what I'm saying? So basically, this consideration clause is very, very important, right? So another thing again to look out for in drafting a contract is the terms.
Terms of a contract, very important. Terms.
What are you both agreeing on? What are you wanting to sign an agreement for? Like, what is your thoughts? What do you want, right? For the person on the opposite side reviewing a contract, what is your intention, right? What do you want to achieve? What do you want to get out of this agreement, right? So a person, because usually the person bringing the contract brings it to suit them, brings it for their own interest. So you that are signing a contract, if you're not convinced, or if you don't like the terms, you should be able to negotiate. That's why it's a contract, right? If there's a unilateral contract that you are not interested in, if there's a unilateral contract that you're not certain, you're not sure, you feel like these terms, they're not achievable by you, trust me, don't sign it. Because if you sign it, the implication is that it's going to be binding on you. If they take it to any court, you don't have any say, because you knew about that contract and you signed it, right? You read it and you signed it. So another important clause I want to mention for a contract, right? This is the reason why you should always follow this channel. Because nobody will tell you this, really. This is our two trade as lawyers. If you're signing a contract with an illiterate, there must be a clause in that contract.
Jurat clause.
This person, you've read this document to this person, you've explained to this person in the language the person understand, and it must be signed. Do you understand? That clause must be in the contract. If not, tomorrow the person can come to say, oh, I'm an illiterate. So, and trust me, the last thing I'll be talking today about contracts, before I say that last thing, subscribe to this channel. Don't just walk past. Don't just come and learn and then just walk past, right? So last thing I want to talk about is their signature part, like the execution clause, right? This one, I'm not going to explain too much for you, so that you can contact your lawyer. And if you don't have any lawyer, contact me, Temrach Speaks, on IG. Temrach Speaks on the IG. Temrach Speaks on IG. You can always DM me. Alright, so the execution clause, if you're executing with a company, is different from when you're executing with an individual, right? It's very, very different. So look out for that. If you look at a document, it's looking like, oh, this is how an individual executes, this is how a company executes, and then you are saying the same thing, trust me, that contrast can be vitiated. Although there are so many factors that can not vitiate a contract. Really, there are so many factors that can make a contract not vitiated, right? But we're going to be talking about those sometime else. But this particular video today is just for you to know the basics of a contract, and this is the basis of a contract. So don't forget to subscribe, don't forget to share, don't forget to like, give that thumbs up, all right. I still remain your girl, Temrach, Barrister Temitope. If you want to address me as Barrister Temitope, Temrach. And this is my channel, Temrach Magnate. Do have a wonderful time, wonderful morning, afternoon, evening, from wherever you're watching from. Have a blessed day. Bye. I love you. Mwah.
Like, share, subscribe, like, share, subscribe to my channel. Thank you for watching the end. Thank you. I love you. I remain your girl, Temrach.